my
Hey, it's nothing special. He tags like 30 other people along with us.
Yeah, but he's
hey,
still,
no.
love.
I'm in the special camp. Fuck off.
All right, so he's got a double-headed question here. First off, who can we get in January to push for third, let alone top four?
I wouldn't even go there. I don't even know where to begin. I mean, the side of Berahino, I suppose, is the reflexive response, but in Mitchell and Pochettino, and I'll just say this very quickly: two players that will be sold. I think one certainly will. But if you add Tommy Carroll and Andros Townsend together, to me, in my mind, that's about $17 million.
Mm-hmm. Does Fazio go too?
Is that pesos? Because that certainly isn't pounds.
No, it's pounds. It's absolutely pounds. Somebody's going to pay Somebody will pay $10 million for Andros Townsend. Trust me.
You really think so?
Yeah,
no,
absolutely.
His value went down.
$7.
No, it won't. Because at Watford or a place like that, and with the money that's going around the league, $7 to $10 million is that's easy for a player like him. Trust me. I mean, he'll do well there. He will. He won't do well here.
All right. So Sam has sold Andros Townsend to Watford.
Watford or somebody like that. I mean, pick middle table club du jour. Pick who you want. But between him and there's probably maybe $15 million to be a little bit more conservative. 9 for him, 5 or 6 for Carroll. They're young players, and everybody has money. It's just the price. It's the price of freight today.
And someone else had mentioned that you may as well go ahead and sell Carroll and Townsend because they're going to get overrun by Winks and Ottawa, who's looked decent coming in.
Not even used in Europe.
Right. No, that's or Josh Onoma too.
So my point being is that there doesn't have to be a big net spend there.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I don't know. If you go the expensive, sexy route, which I don't think you do, I don't think you're going to go try and find a player that arguably might be as good as Kane. Not that I think there's a player out there, but I don't know, $20 million for Berahino now.
And we've kind of talked about it before. Typically, not a whole lot of business is done from the Tottenham side of things in January. Van der Vaart is maybe the biggest one.
No,
in recent history.
No, he was a summer.
Was he a summer deal? Who's the biggest? I mean, in the last 5 years, say.
Louis Saha. Saha, and who was the other one? Oh shit, he's managing Toronto, isn't he? Shit. Oh, the New Zealand guy. Oh, wow.
And there's a question revolving around Saha later on.
It was the worst winter window we've ever had. Like, we're going to make this massive push on and win everything. Win the league, even.
I'm telling you, the worst thing that's ever happened to this poor sport is EA FIFA 15, 16, or whatever it is you play. Because everybody expects the manager still to go out and sell. We're going to sell Fazio, we're going to sell Townsend, we're going to sell Carroll, and we're going to go buy Vardy, and we're going to go buy this Feguli from Valencia, and these guys cost $35 million a piece, or whatever on.
No, I don't think that's our MO. I think we're going to go find the 17 to 20, low 20 million guy that very few people know, and I'm totally fine with trusting Mitchell. And
it does my head in because everybody wants us to go get a world-class striker. We play one up top. You're going to bench Harry Kane for a world-class striker?
World-class striker is available in a winter window.
None. Zero.
Very few.
You might get a world-class manager out of Chelsea right now because they're probably looking to get rid of him, but...
Chairs, we were talking historical windows there, and you don't even chime in. It was Nelson, wasn't it?
Saha Nelson.
Yeah, okay, all right. Yeah.
And actually, that's the question for Anthony Silva. And I'll get to the second part of Shoop's question here in a minute. With top 4 position all to play for, will Levy have learned from his lesson of Nelson and Zaha from the window and a half? I guess he means from the winter window. Will he have learned his lesson?
Yeah. I think he's at the point now that he'll probably be easily convincible by Mitchell and co.
And Shoop's second part of his question: how big was Ken's smile after every LaMelo tackle? Huge.
As big as your boner.
Love that kid. What do we got? It's Anthony Silva, another one. Go all out in January transfer window to bring in the top class striker and backup CDM. I don't know.
No,
I don't think we need a backup CDM. You got Bentaleb and Mason on the bench. Last year, this time I tweeted out, what was it, mid-match or at the end of the match? Are Mason and Bentaleb ever going to touch the pitch again in the starting 11, barring injury? And this time last year, Bentaleb was the future captain in everybody's mind.
Right, and Dembele is not going to get shifted. Dembele and Ali it's our Mason and Bentaleb from last year, but I think they add a bit more because of the way that they push forward and support the attack. And obviously, you got to throw Dyer into the mix.
Sure.
So we've really got 3 guys pulling the strings in the midfield versus the normal 2.
Yeah.
And don't forget a certain person who's itching to come back, who was the guy that we thought was just absolutely, he was going to be captain material.
And the deal.
Yeah.
Right, but I don't see how he slots in. I mean, Mason's coming in off the bench. Granted, it's a slow ease in from what was an awkward injury, and Bentaleb appears to be even more awkward because he went out before Mason, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's in the Algerian national team for the international call.
Oh, he is?
And he is
Yeah,
playing.
but these are all good. I've been saying this all week. These are high class problems that we have. What a joy.
Yeah.
Right.
Because injuries are going to happen. I mean, these players are going to get their moments.
Right, and barring anything bad happening to anybody that's in the attacking midfield right now, Dembele, Lamela, or Eriksen, you now have Son, who's coming back and playing more and more minutes each week, and then you have Chadley coming in back right behind him in about a month. Talk about a problem to have.
Yeah, right. We have very high class problems, and that's why the Tommy Carrolls of the world and the Andros Townses are very much surplus to requirements.
Well,
they are
the other thing to consider is, and we talked about this towards the end of last season and hyped it up. Pre-season, we haven't seen Pritchard yet.
Exactly. And that kid's wonderful on the football.
Right. And, obviously his injuries kept him out pretty much all season.
Yeah, I kind of view him as cover for Eriksen. I mean,
Right. And we all thought, I say we, I mean me, I thought he was going to be the one in the team instead of Ali, and obviously that's not been the case. And I hope this isn't a case of the whole Routledge-Lennon thing. For those who remember, Routledge was touted as the next best thing since sliced bread. He got injured real early in the season. Lennon came in for him. Routledge never got his place back in the side, and he was shifted off in the next window because Lennon was just, was the next best thing since sliced bread, and I'm hoping that's not the case here. Pritchard hasn't had an opportunity to shine yet as he did at Brentford, and I'm hoping he'll get that chance as the season progresses and he returns from injury.
Can I make a confession? Can I make a confession?
Yeah.
And Simon, you'll have to check on the years because years involve details. And what was the year where what was the Champions League run? And was it 2013? No,
11-12, right?
11-12.
When we qualified.
No. When the whole Harry is going to be
that's
the manager.
That's the season that Zaha Nelson came in January.
Yeah. So
that was 11-12, correct?
Yeah, okay. I'll defer to you, and I think you're right. But my whole point is that I had the holy shit, we are going to finally be something moment. I mean, I really thought that was a poker term here, inflection point. I really, really felt like we were going to make that move to the next level, and in true Spurs fashion, the reverse happened. But I feel that way now. But I really believe that from a 25-man squad perspective, I can't. I mean, and I recognize Bale, and I recognize Modric, and I recognize Van der Vaart. Top to bottom, this is a better team. It's a better team because I think you've got almost as much talent, but you have a whole bunch more youth. And I feel like that you've got things that we didn't have back then: a recruiting foundation. A financial foundation, potentially, with the stadium and all that comes with it. A manager that has players' respect, fitness and I mean, all of those. There's so many more pieces that are present, even compared to back then. And I don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but I made comments about this earlier in the season, and there's a foundation that's been building, and 1-1 draw at the Emirates and the way that we played. It proves it with 19-year-olds and 21-year-olds.
Yeah. I have to say it's probably not the Flair team that you're comparing it to.
No, that I agree. No, I completely.
It's a hard-working team that gets along with each other. There's no room for egos in this side. Absolutely none whatsoever. I don't think anyone has an ego. If I had to pick one, it'd probably be Lloris because. He at some point he's going to huff and puff and say, I need to play Champions League. But I think this is the team that could give him that particularly given the fortunes of clubs that are struggling. Liverpool losing at home to Palace was a great result for us.
Yeah.
And Chelsea continuing to suck is, I mean,
even better. And you gotta think that Leicester can't keep doing what they're doing all season long.
You can argue that West Ham have faltered a little bit. We've overtaken them.
Yep.
They get a leg up on us on the Saturday. We come back on the Sunday and we go above them. And then, I think we'll preview West Ham in a little bit, which will be interesting. But you're right. I think Leicester, Southampton are on the rise, and they're looming in the rise. And we have to go down to St. Mary's in, I think, December the 19th. That's our Dallas Spurs Christmas party.
That'll be a hell of a match.
Shameless plug there. Yeah, it will be a hell of a match because we've had a great record down there. It was 2-2 last season. We won there the previous season. And it's going to be a great game. Any game featuring a prior manager is going to add a little spice to the mix. So, really the only team showing consistency right now, United, City, again, disappointing result for them on the weekend at a reinvigorated Villa. So I think we kind of escaped that to some degree.
Yeah.
United, as boring as they are, God, they're boring, continue to grind out the results without giving up any goals. They still are stuck, I think, on 8 conceded. I don't know if it's 4 or 5 matches where they haven't conceded a goal now.
Yeah.
But they're grinding out the results without a lot of flair and offense. And then Arsenal, obviously, we stuck one to them and they dropped off a bit. So we've just got to stay at it. The one thing that's disappointing is the amount of draws we've had. I think that was our 6th one or 7th? 6th.
6th.
5 wins, 6 draws and a loss, correct?
Correct.
For 12 games.
Yep.
So that's the most draws in the league. And last season, we didn't have a lot of draws. We either won or lost.
Yeah.
So,
and listen, we'll take the point, but
absolutely.
When you have matches like Stoke where we completely capitulated the last 20 minutes,
right,
and Leicester where we conceded immediately after going up, those are the ones that make you scratch your head and go,
and
what
the
the
Everton,
fuck are we doing?
We sound like a broken record. The Everton game, we should have won that.
Sure.
Obviously, that was a draw. So,
and we deserve at least a point from United, the one we lost.
Yeah, it is what it is. And but I've always had this philosophy in following football: draw your away games, win your home games.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I think we've drawn 3 home games, which is not good.
I may be talking out of turn here, but my sense is that we could make the argument with every one of our draws could have been a win. So let's just take half of those and turn those into 3 points. You have 6 more points, and you're leading the league.
Yeah, exactly.
So
you look at the league and you look at the top 6 or 7 teams in the table right now. It's up for grabs. No one is running away with this.
Totally
agree.
Yeah,
but you don't win championships with hyperbole. So
no, you don't.
No. But you said it. I mean, you draw your away games. It's not a crying shame. And we've got some tough fixtures. We have United away and we have Arsenal away. Those are done.
No. Oh yeah, done.
Yeah.
We're still going to go to City. We're still going to go to Chelsea. We're still going to play Chelsea at home.
And you know what? It's the games like. Not even Southampton, because that's going to be a tough game either on both ends.
Oh, agree.
It's going away to like Vicarage Road and playing against Watford, who defensively look very stout. And it's a team that looks like they could frustrate the shit out of you, and then Igalo will go and get a goal.
I saw it. I know where you're going with this.
What'd I say?
No. What you said?
You said Watford, Vicarage Road, defensively stout, all in one sentence. Did you not see Aurelio Gomes on the weekend?
Broke my heart.
I didn't say the goalkeeper was great. I said
I think he's the last line of defense.
Oh, I love that guy though. I felt.
I do love him, and I did kind of throw it out there once I.
But he did that plenty. He had those howlers.
That was a Tottenham-esque performance.
My point being is that we go through this run where it's Arsenal and then West Ham and then Chelsea. It's London derby after London derby after London derby, and then we'll go to someplace like frickin' the Hawthorns or Vicarage Road and capitulate and lose, not do what we're supposed to do as a team. At this point in the season, though, as these fixtures start coming thick and fast, and for as tight-knit as this club seems to be right now, I really don't see that happening. The first part of this year, You understood what, because Pochettino was still